Hi folks, it's been a minute. I thought it'd be prudent for me to check in, just let everyone know how I'm doing. I'm okay, haven't died yet. I just turned 70 and something to think about. In fact, I downloaded this app called the Death Clock. I don't know if I mentioned it here, but it says basically I got about another 16 years to go. So here's a screenshot. You gotta love the graphics, you know, the Grim Reaper flying the kite. I've showed this to people and the reactions are amazing. We're all gonna go someday, but some people are like, I don't wanna know. But who knows how accurate it is. It uses AI to comb through 50 million case histories to compare the data you put in about yourself and comes up with a date. Anyway, so I'll be a thorn in your side for about another 16 years. Anyway, I also want to bring up a few things. This, as much as it looks, is really just a hobby for me. I do it to keep my mind active, and since it's a hobby, if I don't feel like it, I just don't come out here. And I've gone through what I call bench burnout or slumps that lasted anywhere between days, weeks, months, some cases years. I don't expect to be gone that long, but I just want to point that out. I had a comment once. I put up a post about recapping. I've got a lot of interesting responses, most positive, and a few telling me I'm an idiot. I fully admit to that. One guy said I'm an amateur, and I am. I'm not a professional. I have taken money to do this kind of work, but I don't consider myself to be a professional technician. I do consider this channel to be not an absolute beginner channel. I would call this a beginner to intermediate channel. So I'm kind of expecting folks to have at least some idea of what I'm talking about. And I haven't had anything that interesting come across my bench. I'm not going to post a video on cleaning pots because that's a pretty basic thing, or some simple repairs like that. I just don't think there would be of that much interest. I certainly don't find them to be. So that's another reason I haven't posted anything. I do have a few things waiting here. Most of them look like pretty simple repairs, and I will get back to that. Also, I managed to snap off a tooth here eating a piece of toast. Now, I don't know how it happened. Dennis looked at it and said, this is a perfectly healthy tooth. I don't understand why it snapped off. These are all crowns. It was crowned. But I guess I have simply just reached the age where things are going to start snapping off with little to no provocation. So now when I take a leak, I don't shake it afterwards with the same vigor that I used to. Also, it's caused me a lot of trouble speaking clearly. I've often had issues speaking clearly, and I was watching a podcaster who was talking to someone that said he's very good at what he did, and asked him if he had a media coach, and the guy said no. He goes, well, you should absolutely get one. He said, Tiger Woods has a golf coach. So the guy got one, and one of the things he said was, speak more slowly, and it'll give your brain a chance to keep up, and maybe if I start doing that, I won't confuse my millivolts with my milliamps and the other things where I have to print corrections on the screen. So I'm going to endeavor to do that when I get back to it. The other thing I want to point out, I had so many posts that they were leaving because I wasn't putting content up often enough to suit them. And that brings up another point. I do put content on YouTube. I am not a content creator. That's not something I am endeavoring to do, or I wouldn't have let this lapse this long. I would be putting up videos every other day. That's not really my purpose here. I'm not trying to monetize this any more than the little bit of advertising revenue I take in now to pay for things like lights, camera, paper, ink, that kind of crap. So I wanted to make that distinction. I am not a content creator. I do create some content for YouTube. Anyhow, I am still reading everyone's comments. My channel is manageable enough to where I can do that. I try to answer everyone where there's a question. If I've missed yours, I apologize. It happens sometimes. Anyway, I just wanted to post a video to let you know I'm still around. I'll be back soon. But in the meantime, I want to thank everyone for watching, and I like giving back to the community that's given me so much. Thanks a lot, folks.